Hi, welcome to Formanite Academy. Today we understand subtract decimal and we understand this topic with the simple and easy examples, which is 4.2 minus 3.1. First, we align these numbers and make sure the decimal is also aligned up. Let's write 4.2 minus 3.1. Now start with the right column. 2 minus 1 is 1. Write the decimal. Then 4 minus 3 is also 1. Now the answer of this example is 1.1. Let's try next two example, which is 8.6 minus 4.2 and 4.3 minus 2.7. Now let's try with first align up these two numbers. 8.6 minus 4.2. Now subtract from the right first column. 6 minus 2 is 4. Write decimal. 8 minus 4 is 4. Now the answer of this example is 4.4. Now next number aligned up. 4.3 minus 2.7. Now this problem is little bit different from this one because we can't minus 3 minus 7, because if we do, this give us negative 5. So if you encounter this situation, then we borrow 1 from the 4 and become 13. Now this become 3. Now 13 minus 7 will be 6. Write decimal. Now 3 minus 2 is 1. Now the answer of this problem is 1.6. Now another example, which is 7.5 minus 5.23. Now this number had 2 digits and this number had 3 digits. Now first we align these digits. 7.5 minus 5 minus 2, 3. Sorry, decimal. Now we add 0 at this empty space. Now we subtract. We can't subtract 3 from 0. So we borrow 1 from the 5 and make 0 to 10. Now subtract 3 from the 10, which is 7. Now 4 minus 2 is 2. Write the decimal. Now 7 minus 5 is 2. Now the answer of this example is 2.27. Let's take similar examples, which is 8.6 minus 4.17 and second one is 5.2 minus 4.83. Now let's solve first example. First, align up these numbers and make sure the decimal is also aligned up. 8.6 minus 4.17. Add a 0 at this place. Now subtract. Borrow from 6 and make it 10. Here remain 5. 10 minus 7 is 3. 5 minus 1 is 4. Write decimal. 8 minus 4 is 4. Now the answer of this example is 4.43. Now let's move to the second example. First align 5.2 minus 4.83. Now add the 0. Now first we borrow from the 2 and make it 10. But first we take 1 from the 5, which become 4, and this become 11. Now 10 minus 3 is 7. 11 minus 8 is 3. 4 minus 4 is 0. Now the answer of this example is 0.37. Now let's understand how we subtract a decimal number from a whole number. Let's take example is 6 minus 4.3. Now align up these numbers. First 6, 4.3 minus. Now add a 0 at this empty space. Now borrow from 1 from the 6, it become 5 and 0 become 10. Now subtract. 10 minus 3 is 7 minus a point. 5 minus 4 is 1. Now this is the example in which we subtract decimal number from a whole number. The answer is 1.7. Let's take another example of the similar method. It is 9 minus 2.6. Now subtract these numbers from a different methods. Let's write 9 minus 2 minus 0.6. Now minus these two numbers. 9 minus 2 is 7 minus 0.6. Now make it 2. 6 plus 1 minus 0.6. Now minus these two numbers. 6, which become 1 minus 0.6 is 0.4. Now add. The answer is 6.4. This is a different method I hope you understand. Now, if we subtract these numbers, again, previous method aligned these numbers 9 minus 2.6. Now place a 0. Now borrow from 9 and make it 10. Here is the 8. Now 10 minus 6 is 4. Place decimal. 8 minus 2 is 6. Now you can see the answer will be same. If you use this method and this method, the answer will be same. Now let's take another example, which is 7.5 minus 4.365. Now one number is ends at the 10th and the one number is ends at the thousands. Now subtract. First align these numbers to make sure. Align the decimals minus 4.365. Now add 0. Now it's borrow from this and become 9 and this 0 become 10th and borrow from 1 and become 5. Now subtract 10 minus 5 is 5. 9 minus 6 is 3. Now 4 minus 3 is 1. Write decimal. 7 minus 4 is 3. Now the answer of this example is 3.135. Let's take a 3 numbers. It is 6.32 minus 2.431 minus 1.5. Now first we subtract these two numbers. First align these numbers and make sure the decimal is also aligned. 6.32 minus 2 decimal 431. Now add a 0. We take a 1 from this 2 and make the 0 10. Borrow from 1 and make it 2 and this will become 11 and borrow 1 from the 6. 6 become 5 and it become the 12. Now subtract 10 minus 1 is 9. 11 minus 3 is 8. Now 12 minus 4 is 8. Write decimal. 5 minus 2 is 3. Now the answer of to subtract these two numbers is 3.889. Now subtract these two numbers. First write 3.889, right, 1.5 minus. Now add 0 in these empty spaces. Now 9 minus 0 is 9. 8 minus 0 is 8. 8 minus 5 is 3. Write decimal. 3 minus 1 is 2. Now the answer of this example, 3-digit example, is 2.389. I hope you understand all these subtract decimal examples. Okay, see you next video. Have a nice day.